there wouldn't be a time that when you were near the edge of the bank that you didn't stop and have a look at the river and say to yourself, what's the river doing today?
Actually, most people probably don't realise when they're sitting next to a big rock on a braided river like this, there could be a spider about, this big sitting underneath that rock, and is quite likely to be.
Welcome to race 5 of the Bock Kayaks Brass Monkey Race Series.
The Waimakariri River, whose name means cold, rushing water in Maori, is an iconic example of one of New Zealand's finest environmental treasures, the Braided River. The Waimak, as it is affectionately known by locals, is located on New Zealand's South Island, where it flows down the eastern side of the Southern Alps mountain range.
Well, it's one of New Zealand's largest braided rivers, and braided rivers are quite rare internationally. They're found in Alaska, but Canterbury's got the majority of New Zealand's braided rivers. They've got birds that have evolved to cope with the quite difficult circumstances on the rivers, like the ribble. It's the only bird in the world which has a beak that twists to the right. With the Waimakariri, the headwaters are in Arthur's Pass National Park, so you've got those very dramatic landscapes near the pass with the beech forest, the backdrop of the Southern Alps, and then the big braided Waimakariri coming down and reaching the sea and having a really important estuarine area at Brooklands Lagoon. The braided river is the only place really where you've got sort of indigenous nature that's got more of a stronghold, so it's like a corridor from the mountains to the sea of a more natural wild in New Zealand that hasn't been domesticated and converted to farmland or city streets.
The thing that makes the Waimakariri particularly special is that it's so close to Christchurch and that it's relatively unimpacted by abstraction and dams and those sorts of things so far. The fact that it's close to Christchurch means a large number of people can come out here and enjoy it in the evenings and in the weekends, and they can look at things. And the fact that it doesn't have any dams on it so far, any major dams, the fact that the amount of abstraction is still relatively small, means that most of the natural character and the dynamic nature of the river is still in place.
There are many tributaries that make this river. So it's understanding that whole river system. I think this river's something like 150 kilometres or 95 miles long, and it tumbles down out of the mountains, and then it comes through the mountains and out into the foothills and then out onto the plains, and it's these rivers that have created this lovely big flat plain, the Canterbury Plains.